big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works.
Top of the afternoon, top of the Saturday afternoon. It's your boy B Jizzle and my girl just coming out of the booth over there in the green room, KELZ, with the intels on Saturday. Today, how we doing today, KELZ, in the nation's capital?
Pretty good, can't complain.
Man, how's the weather over there?
Hot.
Yeah, hot. Yeah, I think it's pretty much summertime everywhere. So welcome everybody to the show. If we're streaming live on 3 locations, we're live on Facebook, Build Different Group. We're live on LinkedIn, where all my professionals are at, tapped in on my weekly newsletter over there, the Department of Fantasy. And then also on YouTube. We are live here on YouTube Saturdays. We have got a big show today. Did you know we are MANSTER days away from Thursday Night Football? Not like anybody's counting around here. Are you counting, KELZ?
Kind of, sort of, but not really.
Kind of, sort of, but not really. So let's get some shout outs to see who's rolling with us early in the gym. Shout out to all of them green badges on Facebook. We see you. What up, Park Ranger in the building? It's good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I know you've been going through some things out there, but it's good to see you in the gym. What up, Prototype? We see you always repping. 2-time Gym Rat of the Month right there, April and May. I still need to put out how you can win in July, so stay tuned. We're going to have some of that information here soon. Shout out to Joe Tranchina in Italy. We see you tapping in. Now, if we give you a shout out, you got to make sure you press like and share the video. So let's go. What up, Joe? We see you. What up, Park Ranger? Yeah, we see you out there. What up, Top? We see you in the building. Brand new Patreon supporter right there, raising the bar. We see you, Top. Appreciate that. Prototype says, my dad actually told me he's giving me his autographed MANSTER jerseys today. Oh, wow. That's pretty special. But yeah, we got some information here. As you know, we are also 9 days away. That's right. We're a Tony Romo from training camp kicking off. And my girl KELZ with the intel shared some dates here with me. So if you're planning to go to training camp, listen up. It starts July the 22nd. That's in like 9-10 days. I mean, can you believe it? KELZ football is almost right around the corner, man. We're talking about training camp.
It is coming. I'm trying to look for where is it?
But anyway, I plan on being in training camp August 4th and the 5th. That's right, because the 5th, the Cowboys and the Rams will be in a practice a scrimmage there at training camp. So I plan to be there Monday and Tuesday, August 4th, August 5th. So make sure if you're checking out this schedule, let me know what dates in the comments you plan on being out there. But KELZ has shared with us this calendar that everybody needs to know about. Yeah, open practice July 22nd, 23rd, 24th, then the following week. Now, question, KELZ. I know they transfer to Frisco after a portion of being at Oxnard. Is that going to be after the August 13th practice, somewhere mid-August? I think they come back there.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Oh, okay, good.
I have that calendar too. When there's they supposed to come back to Frisco. I hope I didn't delete it.
Yeah. Well, we know they do split it up there because it does make sense. So shout out to all of our West Coast Cowboy fans. If you're tapping in today, make sure and let us know in the comments below. Y'all know I bring gifts. I've got stars, prizes to give away today. You got Des Bryant hanging up in the gym with me. That's top stars on Built Different Group for the month of July. And we got Stepnoski coming up tomorrow. We're 54 days today, but that'll be tomorrow with 53 days. So did we make any headway on that? Did we get a date on that yet, KELZ, or not?
I'm looking for it now. I want to say it's August. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, because we got
so on August 14th, they break camp at Frisco, and they depart from LAX to Dallas to DFW. Then they had August 15th, they're basically that's their free day. August 16th is the preseason
game. Yeah, that's the second pre.
So they report, yes.
Okay, so that following week there. So if you did not know, now you know. KELZ with the intels there on training camp. That's right. We are 9 days away from training camp kicking off. I am excited. I know you're excited because we are.
Throw that calendar back because it's some more info. Throw that calendar back.
I already took it down.
Boo. You could put it back up.
There you go.
Okay. So on the 20th, the team do arrive to Oxnard at so you see that. So on July 25th, which is not on there, is the Oxnard Fan Night hosted by Visit Oxnard from 4 to 6 p.m. Okay. July 26th, that is the opening day ceremony. The doors open at 9:15 a.m. Open practice will start at 11:45. And then, okay, so that one is mentioned as well. July 27th, that is an open practice, and this is the first padded practice. So they starting padding a little bit early this year. July 28th, we already know that. Okay, so July 31st, that is the Heroes Appreciation Day. That is presented by USAA. Then I want to say it's either
you said August 31st, Heroes Day, right?
July 31st.
Oh, July 31st. Okay, July 31st. That's on a Thursday. Okay, shout out to all them heroes. So if you know, the Cowboys always do a Military Appreciation Day, so they got that in conjunction with USAA out there. So shout out to all of the veterans on the West Coast that'll be attending, especially them Cowboy fans. So yeah, thanks for sharing that, KELZ. That's good information. So also there's a link in the comments down there below. That is the City of Oxnard website there with more of the Dallas Cowboys training camp information, because there was also some news that broke that the Cowboys redid a deal with the City of Oxnard out there in training camp that's going to carry them to like 2030 or something.
Yep, 2030. And
yeah, there's Park Ranger. Yeah, right on time. I know Park Ranger hit me with the DM as soon as he seen it. I appreciate that. But yeah, they extended it out there because a lot of fans, quite frankly, and let me just hear, because I'm on the West Coast, you're on the East Coast, KELZ. As we talk about the Cowboys are in the Gulf Coast, why do the Cowboys even come to Oxnard for training camp anyway before we get into these MANSTER days?
Well, I haven't been to Oxnard, but I have been to Long Island, Santa Barbara, Santa Monica. By being on the water, it's cooler.
So temperature related is basically instead of in Texas. So right now, folks are tapping in from Texas right now. Let us know what the temperature is like, because that's what Jerry Jones did say, that he has them out there. It's not because of the fans, even though that's why I say the West Coast is the best coast, because of all of the Cowboy fans that I see out in the trenches. But anyway, yeah, I think it's interesting to share here that if you did not know, camp is split up. It kicks off in Oxnard. The news just broke. That link is in the comment. Thank you, Park Ranger, for sharing that with us. The Cowboys in the City of Oxnard scheduled out till 2030 for training camp there because of the weather. that West Coast. They like that West Coast weather, but you say it's hot on the East Coast. What's hot? What's your definition of hot out there on the East Coast?
Well, see, our hot is different because we have humidity.
Oh, okay,
So we have the heat plus humid. So like right now, it's 88 degrees, but it feels like 95.
Yeah, the humidity.
So we have the heat and the humidity.
The heat and the humidity. Like, it sounds like half man, half monster to me.
Yeah, but Barry, remind me, it's either the 2nd or the 5th that they have the blue and white scrimmage game.
Yeah, that's what the Rams. That's on the 5th, August 5th.
Okay, so they combining that with the joint practice. And then on
the 9th, there's that Saturday. It's a first preseason game against the Rams there at SoFi Stadium.
Then we also talked about August 26th being the deadline to reduce the rosters to 53 men, and that has to be at 4 p.m. my time. Then the deadline for waiver claims on released players is on the 27th. Also on the 27th, clubs can begin forming their practice squad. That's all I have.
Okay. Good there. There's your information.
And the Cowboys is staying at the Staybridge Suites in Oxnard.
Oh. Yeah, they got a little gated community in there. I know I was there at training camp for the first time, believe it or not, last season. And then I happened to try to get into training camp and I pulled in the wrong gate. It was a little community where all the Cowboys stayed at, and the guards is right there, and they was like, "No, you got to turn around and go." And I'm like, "Hey man, I just turned into the wrong place. I'm trying to figure out how to get." They're like, "I'll go down here, make a left, and then training camp entry is right there." So,
but I still think it's the same one because they used to stay at the Residence Inn, so maybe they changed names.
Yeah. But yeah. I plan to be out there August 4th. That's a Monday, August 5th. The Cowboys and the Rams scrimmage there. I know it's going to be a lot of Cowboy fans. There wasn't a lot of Cowboy fans at training camp last season, but I already see all my vloggers out there doing training camp how-to videos and cheat codes and things like that, and that's great. But yeah, training camp, I know last year parking was $10. Now it's $20. I'm going to just throw that out there because I'm going to have to park. Because I'll be in LA and I'll be driving up to Oxnard there for the game. So $20 per day per parking. It is free to get into training camp, but if you want to get down to the sideline access, or if you want to get to the VIP access, be ready to get out them greenbacks because Jerry love to monetize training camp, and but it is free to attend.
I think the tickets already online on SeatGeek.
Yeah, SeatGeek. That's right, SeatGeek. You can get your sideline access passes. I think I paid $20 for them last year. I don't know. Maybe I'll pull them up now. We'll take a look at them in a second. If somebody's already got them, let us know in the comments. But while we're out there, we got MANSTER going down today. And this is kind of a special edition because the MANSTER. Like, you and the MANSTER communicate. And, you and the MANSTER have this relationship. So I wanted to definitely bring you on today to talk about your guy. Because my question to you is, who could be the next MANSTER on this defense this season?
I want to say,
isn't Big Sam Williams coming back? Isn't he wearing 54? Isn't Sam Williams wearing 54 too, I think?
Is he 54? I think he is 54, but I don't have him.
What up, King Sharon? We see you, baby. Appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, but I think Sam is a schedule, man. This defense, a lot of folks are underestimating this defense, especially with the health of folks coming back. But one thing about your guy Randy MANSTER, he was part of that doomsday defense. Like they called him half man, half monster per Charlie Waters.
Yeah.
What was it like the first time? Let's go all the way back to the first time you actually met MANSTER. Where can you remember that MANSTER memory of yours?
Yes, I do.
Talk to us about the first time you met MANSTER.
So the first time I met Randy is I went down to Dallas actually on my birthday, December 22nd of 2017, and met up, of course, with Colleen and Cynthia Bowen. So the game was on Christmas Eve. That was Zeke's first game back off of suspension, and we played the Seattle Seahawks. And this is at Tailgate Tavern, which is on the opposite end of the stadium. So you have AT&T Stadium, then you have the Walmart, and nestled on the right next to the Walmart is a spot called Tailgate Tavern, and that's where MANSTER was. He always had his tailgates there. So and by us being a part of the fan zone package deal, we got one autograph free. So when it was my turn to get in line, and I said, "Hi, Randy," and he said, "Hi." He looked at my crown, and then he said, "Oh, happy birthday!" And he gave me a hug, and I hugged him back. And he said, "Oh, you're so nice and warm. You need to stay with me while I'm doing these autographs." And the only thing I said, if he would have added the word fluffy, we would be fighting right here.
Oh man, he was
So
shooting his shot. Master shoot his shot. You know what I mean? Master ain't scared to shoot his shot.
and so he was asking me where I'm from. So I told him. He said, "Oh, I went to school." I said, "I know you went to College Park and everything." And so he gave me a couple of autographs free for my birthday and everything. So that's how we met. And then he also said that he goes to this sporting expo that's always in the Virginia area. And he asked, "Have I been there?" And I said, "Oh, the CSA shows." I told him I haven't been yet, but I will be attending one. He said, "Yeah, I always do the shows." So I said,
There's the
"Okay."
connection.
Yeah, so I said, "Oh, okay." And he said, "Well, take my number." So I took his number and everything. And he said, "When I come to do the shows, let's, link up and everything, and we'll have a good time." I said, "Okay." So fast forward to he did call and ask was I going to the ones, and that was in 2018. And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm definitely going to the spring 18." And he said, "Okay." I don't think he made that one, but he made the summer one, and I was out of town for the summer one. So but we stayed in contact and everything. So the first time I've seen him since the Christmas Eve game, was the first show that the CSA did, where they opened it to players and fans. Was the July 2021 show. And that was in the midst of COVID. And that's when Drew Pearson was also getting ready to get enshrined at the show, like a few weeks later. So in that picture that you showed, that's with all of us that we was there. So we just kept in contact, and every time he comes to the CSA show, he'll call me when his plane lands and when he's there. And then I say, "Okay, I'll call you as soon as I get in." So as soon as I get in, I'll call him. I say, "Hey, I'm here." And he always asks me where I'm at. And I said, "Oh, I'm by the photo booth." And he said, "Okay, let me sign this autograph and I'll come out and meet you." And I don't have to look for him or anything. Next thing you know, he just taps me on my shoulder, and there we are.
Oh, Master is a smooth operator. Shout out to
Yeah,
my
he'll
guy,
come
Joe
once you
Tranchita.
know.
Hey man, we already answered this, baby. June or July 22nd. That's July 22nd. First open practice on a Tuesday. We kick off camp. I'm sorry, Kels. Go ahead.
No,
Master
you
the
can.
smooth operator.
Yeah, so he located me, and then we'll talk and everything. And then sometimes you have to have like the ticket pass so you can get pictures to go behind the booth and stuff. And you really can't take pictures inside the booth with your cell phone, but that don't mean nothing, because Randy and I always be taking pictures back there and everything. um and the last one we was at was the one in 2023 or 24, and we haven't had a recent picture since the one when he came with Drew Pearson for that first appearance since COVID. So but yeah, we stay in constant communication. I need to see what he's up to because I've been trying to call him for the past week, just to check up on him and stuff. And it keeps going to voicemail. I
oh, Master got you on D&D. Watch out now.
Nah, I think he's just busy, but he's living his life.
Yeah.
But I just do check-ins. I'm like, hey.
I see you. Hat plug in the building. That's right. We need to get MANSTER to lot 11. That's what I'm talking about, especially on September 13th. That's right. That's Sunday, or no, 14th right there when we got the Giants game kicking off. That's right. Lot 11, 10 a.m.
But he only comes to games like when it's something like ceremonial. Because he likes to watch the games at home. He barbecues and stuff, but he also has his tailgate party that he does. I think the tailgate tavern is still operating. But yeah.
Okay. Well, if you see this link up, it's all the way at the top. Last year I wrote this article. We covered MANSTER last, I think, was it February? But we're covering him again here today. In case you have seen that video float across your timeline there, this is how MANSTER became known, or how Randy White became MANSTER, because it says Charlie Waters, I guess, said he looks like he's half man and half monster in order for him to play that way. As you see, it says White is nicknamed the MANSTER, half man, half monster. He studied, this is also I found interesting too. He studied Thai boxing under Shai Sirasute, the founder of Thai Boxing Association. We got any Thai boxers out there? They said White's round kick reportedly registered 400 PSI on a gauge after 2 months of training.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now,
that's some serious kick. MANSTER's kicking it.
I can tell you right now, he is still in top-notch shape. He's still body build size.
Yeah, he's still in the gym. He's still in the gym getting them reps. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, he's built. But to answer your question earlier, who's
going to be the potential MANSTER? Yeah, let's get back on this defense this season. You got your Cowboys questions? Get them in the comments.
Because Randy White positions for team was linebacker, DT, defensive end, which is also the edge, defensive lineman, and he also has a skill trained and fullback. I would say it's a toss up. Either Donovan Ezaraku.
Oh, the rookie. High hopes for the rookie coming in.
And Jack Sanborn.
Sanborn. Yeah, your green light guy. The middle linebacker that's running things under Eberflus's new offense. Yeah. We want to know your comments down below. Let us know who's a potential breakout MANSTER this season, because I'm flat out I'm quite excited about the return of Sam Williams. I was really excited about the return of Sam Williams last year. Then he got injured again, but now he's coming back, and Demo's coming back, and it's like Trayvon. It's like all these Cowboys are going to be trying to compete for like 6th man of the year. But I think that Sam Williams is probably going to have the biggest impact should he stay healthy. I think Sam Williams could be the breakout Cowboy, or the most improved Cowboy of the year, whatever awards I want to give him. But I think he might fill the number for at least MANSTER in a few games this season.
Yeah, but I still say that Ezaraku or Easy, what he's known for, and Sanborn,
right?
Those the two.
Yeah, I'm just going by the numbers, because I think originally when MANSTER was drafted, wasn't he drafted as a linebacker, and then they moved him to DT? Then they moved him to defensive tackle. As we look at the depth chart there, we got up the ESPN depth chart right there. If you got questions about this defense or anything else concerning your Cowboys, I do want to ask you a question, though, as I take a look at this roster. We didn't get your input, but Bob and I got ours on Kavontae Turpin and his weed and weapon case in Dallas. What's your thoughts on that? Is that a slap on the wrist, or do we expect some kind of suspension or fine coming with Kavontae?
I mean, with the Cowboys, it's always going to be a suspension. So some things ain't worth it. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised that the media hasn't gone in on them like I thought they would, because I just knew they were waiting for some low-hanging fruit on a Cowboy like this during this offseason, because it's not really a lot to talk about. They're just still talking about Dak Prescott.
I think it'd be different if it was like a Dak Prescott or a CeeDee Lamb, something like that. Not saying that Turpin is not a big name. I just think from the media eyes it's really not a big name to them to be
right. It's not a big enough name for them to try to roll it. Yeah, right. Like a Micah or a CD or a Dak. Okay, I'm following what you're saying.
But as looking at as far as a person, Kevontae Turpin, outside of media, some things ain't worth it. That's all I gotta say.
I'm with you. Yeah, I just wanted to get your input on it because everybody haven't heard from it. And I know I expected the media to really run with it. But my last question for you is on the Kevontae Turpin, and we'll get back to your guy, MANSTER, is what do you see shoddy? I mean, if the league doesn't do anything, do we see anything internally with the Cowboys because of this whole new culture?
I think they might handle it. I think they might handle it internally.
Handle it within the locker room where maybe it's not reported upon or something like that for folks not to know. Yeah, that would be kind of cool because I know everybody. I know some reporters are waiting for camp to kick off because I don't think if the league does any. When is the league going to do anything with this Kevontae case? Do you know what the timeline may look like?
Anytime. I'm gonna be honest with you, because of it's really it's not a love lost relationship between Jerry and Goodell. Goodell could wait until he could wait until that Thursday game that we play the Eagles to drop a suspension. That's what I'm saying. That's how petty he could be.
No, I remember the NFL created a whole new acronym for players called the PCP when it came to Ezekiel Elliott. I know you remember that 3-letter acronym pretty well. Player Conduct Protocol or something like that. Yeah, they just invented some whole new thing just to go in and attack Zeke, and then they suspended him.
It's always been there. They just hyped it up with a new name.
But we don't, but we don't see no PCP on Rashee Rice or any of these other guys that are out there.
They're not the Cowboys.
Maybe that we'll see a resurgence of the PCP when it comes to Kevontae Turpin. But y'all let us know in the comments down there below because we're going to keep the train going on our guy MANSTER. Who is the DT that you think is going to have the most impact on this current roster, KELZ?
He's already making an impact. It's Azaraku.
Yeah. All the glare. I mean,
even though he's listed as a defensive end, I really think I think he's going to go in as a DT. I really do.
Well, you hear some people say, well, OTAs and all that, it sound good, they look good, they're cutting good, but when you put them pads on, because you said that first day the Cowboys are going to be in pads is what day again?
The 27th. Hold on, let me put it back.
Yeah, because it's going to matter when they put them pads on, because y'all know when camp kicks off, how many of y'all know it's already coming. I'm probably going to be there right there trying to film it. The Cowboys and the Rams. How many of y'all are going to put your bets on the odds that there's going to be a fight? Let us know in the comments below. You know it's fighting season. As soon as camp kicks off, we're going to have to see somebody getting hit with a helmet. The 27th? Okay, so July 27th, first padded practice. Yeah, everything looks good in OTAs and shorts and shirts. But when you put them pads on, I think it's going to be a big difference because I'm looking at, this running back unit here as I continue to track them too. But I wanted to ask you about the DTs because your guy, Randy White, was the DT of the Doomsday defense, which brought some chips to Dallas. I'm hoping this defense can look something like a Doomsday.
Yeah, well, they got ways to go.
Sam knows. Yeah, just get the fight gloves out, baby. It's going to be a fight at training camp.
I think the difference is and it's no fault of theirs. It's no fault of the present Cowboys team, but they also they're also living in the shadows, in the curse of
the former players
of the Landry team and the the Johnson teams, and even
But
though
isn't that part of his culture of bringing back these old champs, these old ring bearers to come back and hang around to kind of build this championship culture at the Star in Frisco that I've been hearing?
well, it happened with Garrett. It happened with Mike McCarthy when they started to allow incomers come in, because McCarthy, um he's a COVID coach. He's a COVID coach. He came in in the
Oh,
midst of COVID.
gotcha.
So when they
That's the
started
first I heard of that. I'm like, COVID coach. It makes sense, but I'm like, oh, what are you saying?
well,
I got you.
you know how they calling these new babies out, the COVID babies.
Yeah.
So he's a COVID coach. He came in the midst of the at the beginning of the pandemic. So when they started to allow people outside of the four walls of the Star, um he had alumni players to come in, because he also had Lonnie Lott. He kept Lonnie Lott on the roster, even though
Yeah, because
Lonnie
I seen some footage there of one of our linemen working with one of the other lineman greats there. Yeah,
yeah,
you see that working one-on-one and things like that. But
right.
Eric's tapping back in. He says they probably won't suspend Cavante till we need him around week 10. Yeah, Eric's calling it out. That smells like the no fun league right there.
I told you, Goodell going to be petty with us. But even though we had, I know for a fact that Jason Garrett also had those players, because his daddy was also in the Cowboys organization.
Familiarity, yeah.
Yeah, so he was a coach that had alumni to come in. But even though they still bring alumni in, these current players are still living in the shadows and the curse of what even Parcells, even though Parcells, we didn't win a ring with Parcells, but we still had we still had a pretty good team under the Parcells regime, with the Jimmy Johnsons and the Landry. So it's like the bar is set so high and everything, but at the same time, the playing style of the league has changed drastically over the years. There's so many things. There's so many things that players can't do, because let's say, like with Randy White and even with Nate Newton, they will clock you and don't think nothing of it. Now, if you clock a player and all this other stuff, here comes a fine. It may be a day, a game suspension.
Right. The no fun league.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I get it. You have to be safe, you still have to be safety, but we also have to also remember football is a dangerous sport.
Yeah, it's a contact sport.
And it's a very physical contact sport. So, but everything has changed, because now we have to live in the realms of the CBA and the NFL PA, and they have to be aligned. So it's I mean, but still at the end of the day, I think the difference is, like, with those players back then, during the 10 times we went to the Super Bowl and we won 5 out of the 10 times, there was accountability. That's the thing that is missing. It was accountability. It was accountability not only for the players, but the coaches in the front office. And that's one thing I do remember. Gil Brandt, who was the VP of player personnel, who is also the architect and the founder of the NFL scouting combine, who I still
Kale's deep in her bag today. Tell it, girl.
Who I also was privileged to have a good relationship with after meeting him. He said that we have always, whether we won the game or we lost the game, we were always held accountable, because even if it's a game that we won, and we had some messed up plays, Landry will take accountability for his part, and the team will have to take accountability for their part. That's the exact words of Gil Brandt.
Straight from the horse's mouth. Y'all heard it, but there's the link. They got the
And
link
God
up in the
rest his
comments.
soul.
Yeah, God rest his soul. That's right, Gil Brandt. Let's go ahead and throw the prayer emojis up in there for our guy Gil Brandt. My girl KELZ with the intels there, dropping the Gil structure. But check it out. We've got the training camp structure. The Visit Oxnard website link is in the comments. If you or somebody you know plans on going to training camp, this is all the greatest information. Remember, it is free to attend. I say that again. It is free to attend, but you will pay if you want to get a little closer. But you will have to pay for parking because I already know parking is $20. Why do I know? Because I plan to be there August 4th and August 5th. I'm hoping I'm going to see a fight. My guy said it's an 80% chance we're going to see a fight at the Rams scrimmage. I see you, Eric. Appreciate you tapping in, baby. But yeah, going back to that culture, what you were talking about, KELZ, to flip it back around, I'm interested to see, you know, we're probably not maybe going to hear about how the Cowboys may deal with Cavante. And I'm hoping we're going to get something from the league so we know against that, because if the Cowboys do something internally and then the league can come back and do something, that's just still more drama.
And my thing is, and I'm not all the way bought in, because I still need to see things play out on the field. But this is not what I want for Shadi, especially coming in.
Yeah, off the bat, and having to make a leadership,
and all the interviews he has done, on the record and off the record, he has talked about, he remembers how the culture used to be for the Cowboys, even before he became a staff member, because you know who his daddy is, you know.
Yeah.
So he's been around the times where the Cowboys have had good seasons and they won because of Marty and everything. And that's the things that he wants to instill what was lost of the Cowboys, but he still want to put a new spin because, you know, this is his team now. So he doesn't want to live like, oh, even though this is my team, I still have to do things how it used to be. He still want to add those elements. So he's been talking about culture. He's been talking about accountability. He has been talking about leadership and everything. And then this happens.
Yep. And then this happens because also in the month of August, America's team just keeps on rolling. I believe it's the 19th on Netflix. Man, it's the Cowboys takeover for Netflix. I have seen so much fake news about Emmett getting his own special, Roger getting his own special, Troy getting his own special. I'm like, where are all these specials at? But I know the Gambler drops on August 19th. How many of y'all plan to tune in? Because I know the network desks, y'all got to listen, pay attention here. The network desks are going to be going crazy. It's going to be preseason. NFL Network is going to be in high gear. And when the Gambler drops, what you see, the preview right there on Netflix. If you got Netflix, you can check it out on August 19th. They're going to be talking about it. They're going to have something to say because everybody's got something to say about the Gambler. Well, they will have something to say. Do you plan on watching the Gambler on Netflix, KELZ, or not?
Yeah, what time it comes on?
August 19th, I believe.
I know the 19th, but what time?
Oh, I think it's just available on Netflix on the 19th. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that means it's going to drop it.
If you're a Netflix watcher like I am, you know, they got this new update on there now. It tells you what's coming in the next few days or the week or whatever. Yeah. So that will normally populate there. But August 19th is the day on Netflix. So look for that coming up. Thank you if you donated stars. I see my girl Megan in the building with 500 stars. I appreciate that. My guy, Alan Webb III with 88 stars. Throw up the X. We appreciate that. All stars matter. They're going up for Des Bryant this month. Congratulations to our top stars winner last month, Megan, who just donated $5. She got away with that Drew Pearson autograph jersey. But yeah, I'm looking forward to
my buddy too.
yeah, Drew Pearson, baby. That's my buddy too. But
my buddy.
I'm looking forward to what's going to go down with this Gambler, but I'm mostly looking forward to finding out when are we going to know if the league is going to do something, because like you say, if we're at the discretion of the league and somebody, you know, in the middle of the season, we get on this hot streak and then all of a sudden this suspension comes down. I don't know. It's going to raise some questions. I hope we can learn something. We can find something out maybe over the next week or so when we may hear, or maybe the NFL might come out this week, or when they kick off training camp, they might want to rev the engine up with some Cowboy
Like I
news.
said, it's going to be like I said, the NFL is petty. Like when they issue, you saw what they did with Zeke. Like he didn't know until
they created a whole new committee for Zeke.
Right. They didn't know until the day of if he would be able to play. You know, so we was dealing with that for almost 8-9 weeks and everything, and then when I get to Atlanta and everything for that game, that's when they dropped the suspension. I was en route to Atlanta when they did that. So but yeah, I expect it to be when the team arrive to said destination, let's say to Philly. That's what I'm thinking when he gonna be petty, because that's the biggest game right now. That's the biggest.
They're probably
game.
gonna drop it that Wednesday before the game.
Nah, I think they're gonna drop it
the day of Thursday night, from on September 4th. They're gonna drop it on NFL Network.
Either that or when the plane is getting ready to take off to go to Philly.
I want y'all to remember this right now. Leave your comments down below. We want to come back to this video and we want to check when is the NFL going to issue whatever it is.
And I'm only basing that because of how petty Goodell could be with Jerry Jones. That's what and Jerry Jones is in his 80s, but he's a petty old dude.
Oh, yeah. He done took the lead to court twice and won. So I mean, that's why a lot of folks don't like old Gerald Wayne. But remember, leave your comments down there below. When do you think we're going to hear? What do you think Cavante is going to get? It's going to be something that we're going to track here because it's a Dallas Cowboy. You know what I mean? We set trends and we want to figure that out because, yeah, he is the best kick returner in the league. And I know we're on MANSTER days today, but we're getting my girl KELZ's input here today and revisiting this on the latest about Cavante Turpin over this last week. So if you're just tuning in, leave us a comment down there below and let us know, what do you see happening with this Cavante Turpin situation? I hope they just let the Cowboys handle it and we don't hear nothing else. But I know that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Sam says Turp will get 3-game suspension for 26-27 season. That's the next season, though, not this season, huh? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what acronym they come up with, what committee they come up with to assign this, because there's other stuff going on around the league, too, with other players like Rashee Rice, who's been in the news with the Kansas City Chiefs. So, yeah, it is a Cowboy, and y'all know when it's a Cowboy, it does draw a lot of eyeballs. But I'm surprised that they haven't gone in on them more this week than they already did, as we get back to our guy MANSTER to close it out here today. So what is your all-time favorite MANSTER memory, Kels?
Well, we was at the CSA show taking shots with Drew Pearson to congratulate him.
On getting into the Hall of Fame?
Uh-huh.
Wow. So you, MANSTER, and Drew Pearson taking them shots at the CSA?
I'm going to tell you, throw that picture back up, the group photo.
I got you. Y'all was taking shots. They got alcohol at the CSA?
No, I brought it with me.
Yeah, retract that statement.
No, I brought it with me. I mean.
Oh, okay. You got it with you. You talking about this one right here?
Yeah. So, my girl Penny, that is with the 54 jersey, the one that's in front of MANSTER, Tish. We're called the CSA troublemakers.
Ooh.
The
CSA gang, huh? CSA gang.
Yeah, because but they know us and we don't cause no trouble and stuff, but we like to have fun with the players and stuff. So we were backstage and everything. So we took our picture with Randy, and Drew Pearson was right there, and he came and said hi and gave us a hug and stuff, and we congratulated him. And I knew what Drew Pearson's not top, but his favorite libation. But they also sell it, if you go to the liquor stores, they also sell it in, like the shot forms.
Yeah.
So we
the itty bitties.
So we went to the I went to one of the liquor stores and I got a few and everything. So we all did a celebratory shot to celebrate Drew Pearson finally getting in after 33 years,
Hello.
So, yeah.
Man.
Oh, yeah. I'm very good with time.
That sounds like a definitely one for the head right there, taking it to the head. My God, Diego, I'm glad that you brought this up because I've seen this out here, and I want to kill this right here, right now, because there are a lot of misled, misguided Cowboy fans because there's a lot of fake information on Facebook and now especially YouTube with all the AI channels, but YouTube's starting to crack down on that. So all my YouTubers know what I'm talking about. But
I think
Dak didn't call no judge and bail out no Cavante Turpin. Why are we believing this?
But you know what, though? Honestly, it could be some truth into that. And I'm only saying this because of the type of guy that.
I mean, you know,
that
where the receipts at? Where the receipts?
I know. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm not. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah. And I'm just saying because of the character that Dak Prescott is, and he is one that looks out. He is the example of my brother.
Yeah, it sounds like something Dak would do, but right. I mean, how does that look to the league that you got a player getting a guy off of weed and a gun charge? The optics, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know Dak could maybe have capable to do that, but I don't think that's true.
I'm just saying, even if that was the case, I mean, like I said, I haven't seen it from like a verified source like Mike Leslie, who is it's
just floating around on these AI fake pages I see.
Yeah. But
with CeeDee Lamb and in the flood waters holding babies and shit, you know, that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was crazy. But I'm just saying because of the man and the character that Dak Prescott is, and even like I said, when I see how he is at the CSA shows, I really wouldn't put it past him. So that's what I'm saying. It's probably some truth to that. I mean, I would not leave my church service to do something like that. I would send a quick text and everything and say I'll handle it, you know, after I get out of my whatever. But I wouldn't put it past that. That's what I'm saying.
Because I mean, Dallas Morning News, like all your regular folks in Dallas would have been reporting on that. So I'm saying until I see a receipt, I ain't buying Dak called no judge and got him off. I mean, he bailed out for $1,500, $1,000 on one and 15 or 500 on the other. But shout out to my guy Tomas tapping in, the Charger fan. That's what I'm talking about. He says the title got me, MANSTER days. That's right. We're 54 days away, baby. Appreciate the Chargers tapping in here today. Y'all know my guy Tomas likes to keep it football around here. Shout out to Boat Nation. We're gonna see y'all in December, I think, right?
Yeah, that's the game that's before my birthday.
Oh yeah? At SoFi Stadium.
No, that game is Dallas.
In Dallas, okay. Eric says Dak probably bailed him out, but it's only up to a judge and prosecutor to drop charges. Yeah, bailing him out is something different. But calling somebody to get somebody off like that ain't the optics you want from any NFL team.
It's not to get him off. I think for him to post bail so he can leave because the courts are not open on Sundays. So like I said, the only judge that he could probably get is like a mediation judge. But like I said, Dak is like the example of my brother's keeper.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't seen it from a verified source, but I would not put anything past him to do something like that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, we see you, Megan. No, they both have been misdemeanors, I believe. Deemed misdemeanors.
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor.
No felonies on that. So he did bail out at $1,500. I think it was $1,000 on the weapon and $500 on the weed or something like that. But yeah, it's gonna be something interesting that we have to track because y'all know the league loves to mess with them Dallas Cowboys, and Cavante is not just another player. Cavante is the best return kicker in the league, Craig. And if we don't have him day one, like if KELZ says what she's saying, if that comes to fruition, that the league drops a suspension on our guy the day of to hype up them ratings, and we don't have the best kick returner in the game, and we get the game. I mean, who's gonna run the special teams kicks back if Cavante ain't there? KELZ.
Jaden Blue, because he's been taking reps.
Jaden Blue. Wow.
If you remember, if you have been.
She's just stirring more sugar into that Jaden Blue Kool-Aid. That blue Kool-Aid getting real sweet.
Nope, because if you was around, BG, but I mentioned in the OTAs and the minicamp.
Yeah, I probably don't forgot. I forgot half
that
the shit you done
Jaden
told me.
Blue has been working with special teams as a special returner.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure everybody gets reminded here, because I guess maybe it's not such a bad thing, because there is this Kool-Aid train on our guy Jaden Blue, who thinks he's just gonna come in and take over this running back roster, which, like I said, at training camp August 4th and 5th,
I mean,
that's what I'm gonna be looking at, is the running back
I
unit.
mean, I'm not on the Kool-Aid or the train, whatever. He could. My only thing with, like, I watch, you know, during this whole like preparing for like the draft and all this other stuff, and I'm watching film and tape on these players and everything. Don't Vaughn have some? Yeah, he does have some.
Yeah, Vaughn's gonna be
kick
on some
returns.
special teams.
Yeah.
That's why I asked Kels. I wanted to see
Yeah.
what her answer, and I know she said
Yeah.
Jaden Blue before, but I just want to make sure you throw that out there, because Jaden Blue train is going
Yeah, so
crazy
my
for the
thing
running back.
is, to me, Jaden Blue is just like a Vaughn, of a Deuce Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
He will run right in the middle, and everything will collapse. They're looking for him, and by the time they find him, he's already somewhere in the end zone. So he is a shifty running back that we could use in like some of those packages that I was hoping for Mike McCarthy to
Yeah, because
use
I remember you
with,
saying we're going to be running back
with
by
Deuce
committee.
Vaughn.
We've got different skill sets of players each week. We could see a
Right.
rotation, a heavy rotation,
Right.
if there's not a clear cut one.
Exactly. And then my light bulb came back on, and it reminded me that Mike McCarthy has never been a type that likes to run the ball. So with that being said,
yeah, is this going to be a run first offense then? Because it looks like, I mean,
it
with the
has to
hiring
be.
of who we hired, our offensive coordinator, Clayton Adams, likes to run the ball. He ran the ball in Arizona. We got an offensive coordinator that likes to run the ball. We're hearing they want to be physical and fast this season at the Cowboys.
And I'm listening to you, but I'm also looking through some of my text messages from the last time I talked to Randy.
Well,
but when but the thing is, yeah, so our running game opens our passing game. So that's where it will be a married thing between Shoddy and Clayton Adams.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to be running back committee. We just need to face it. My only thing with Jaden Blue is just the ball security. That's my thing with him.
Yeah, because I mean, if he happens to replace Cavante on a kickoff return, and then because we seen what ball security can do for a guy like, especially Hunter Lipke. You remember Hunter Lipke dropping the baby at the goal line?
Yeah,
I think that affected his his impact on that offense.
And I think this is what Shoddy is going to do, because we have done this numerous of times. Since Turpin, like we only have one kickoff returner. So by us having multiple returners that's on special teams, that will keep everybody's legs fresh, and we won't tire and gas them out. So that's why I'm saying that it's a possibility we are going to keep Deuce Vaughn.
Going to be interesting, because Deuce Vaughn is actually running back 4, I believe, on the ESPN depth chart. You got Miles Sanders. No, you got Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, Jaden Blue, then Deuce Vaughn. No Hunter Lipke, no Phil Maffa. So it's going to be interesting to see, especially.
And Phil may surprise, because that boy is a bruiser. He is a bull bruiser.
Yeah. So I'm glad you bring that up. So you can check the link in the comments on my Patreon. I've already put this out. Running back by committee. If you're playing fantasy football, I'm putting out a lot of beginner fantasy football advice out. I gave you my thoughts right there on Patreon. The link is in the comments about this running back by committee. I will be at training camp August 4th and 5th, especially against the Rams scrimmage, to take a look at this running back unit. I'm not drafting any running backs in Dallas, but I'm there because I want to figure out, are we really going to run the damn ball? Because we've heard this from leadership coming out of OTAs, coming out of the media. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. We're hearing that again this year. And then we've got a couple of running backs that we did draft, and then guys on the hook like Hunter and also Deuce. It's going to be interesting, especially with this Kavontae Turpin situation hanging over our heads. But we appreciate everybody tapping in.
I found the text message.
Which one was that?
So when we was preparing for the draft show, was that the draft show? When when we was going by when we was talking about all the players, like the prospects.
Yeah. Position predictions.
Yeah. So he said, KELZ, I like my Merlin boy, Tommy King Basote. I like the boy from Boston, Donovan. I also like Collins from Texas. But did you see Oregon's Harmon?
Who was this from?
This is from Randy.
Oh, okay. From the MANSTER himself. And
mind you, we got two of the people that he wanted. We got his boy from Merlin, Tommy King Basote, and we got Ezaraku.
There you have it. As we get ready to round out the show, Sterling Settlers at Green Bass tapping in, sums it up poignantly. Says rumors have it this may be the best line we will have since the 90s. Well, it's one of the youngest. I know that. And I know I've seen some legends working with some of our linemen out there. It's going to be interesting because we got to get into camp and we got to see when they throw these pads on. Like everything looks good in shirts and t-shirts, shorts and t-shirts, but camp and pads, I'm super excited about this Rams scrimmage because not only are we going to get to look at this first look at Shotty's offense, which I don't know, we're probably going to be seeing a lot. I don't know how many reps you think Dak Prescott's going to get in this scrimmage with the Rams, or it was going to be a heavy dose of Joe Milton.
I think it's more so going to be, I mean, he's probably going to take a series, but I think it's mainly going to be more so of Milton and Will Grier to see who's going to be QB2 on that roster. Also, here's some info. There's going outside of the quarterbacks because all three quarterbacks will have the green dot helmet.
Ooh.
There will be another green dot helmet on the field.
Jackson one. Yeah.
Nope. It's somebody else besides him. There's going to be another green dot helmet.
It's got to be on the defensive side of the ball.
I'm not saying.
Well, I'm going to be looking for green dots when I get out to camp then. So we appreciate it as always, KELZ. Getting to highlight your guy here today, the MANSTER, as we're 54 days away. And that's right, Sam Williams. I don't want to forget Sam Williams. I'm super excited that Sam can come out and be half a MANSTER. I mean, shit, this defense need all the half and full of MANSTERs we can get. Because last year we couldn't stop the run. Damn near couldn't stop a nosebleed. I think we were ranked like 28th or something like that. Just crazy down there. But they're going to have to take it on the chin. And I'm looking forward
to here's another thing about MANSTER. MANSTER, everyone think it was Zeke. But MANSTER was the one for the crop top jersey.
Yeah, MANSTER was the original crop top.
He was the original crop top.
The original crop top. Well, I appreciate you tapping in with us today from the nation's capital, sharing your MANSTER memories with us. Y'all give it up to my girl KELZ with the entails. I mean, who does she not know?
He's a fellow Capricorn.
Oh, there y'all go with that whole what do y'all call it? What do y'all call it? The Zodiac. Yeah, the Zodiac gang. I see Zodiac. There's some folks like they're in a real gang, like it's cancer season or something like that. I don't know.
Get you a Capricorn in your life.
Oh yeah. What's a Capricorn known for? I don't know. I don't know many Capricorns.
Well, we're Earth sign. Very determined people. Sometimes it could be our way or our way. You know. There is a difference between like a December Capricorn and a January Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
We're fun people, but just don't provoke us.
I heard you. As we get out of here, shout out to my guy Robert Morrell. That's our AI guy for OAT. Appreciate you tapping in. He said the defense will have to stunt like their daddy on the front seven. I'm with you. They're gonna have to do something.
That's my thing, Mozzie.
Yeah, Mozzie, this new coaching. I mean, they're going to give everybody a clean slate, and it's going to be exciting because I think it's going to be a lot of competition especially with all of these guys coming back off of injury, like Demo, Sam Williams, especially Trayvon Diggs is out there, been working out on his own. Is getting ready to come back to training camp. But training camp kicks off July 22nd. It's the first open day. My girl KELZ shared that schedule with us. I'll post it on the timeline for OAT. All of the links are in the comments. We appreciate y'all tapping in today. You got anything special you got going on tomorrow, KELZ, or not?
Just church and nope, that's it.
All right, let's give it up for the Most High, and we'll see y'all in the gym on the next episode.
Peace.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.
Yeah, hey.